Yes, sir. Can you see me also?
Yeah, lovely. You can begin whenever you want to, right?
Yes, thank you.
It is a pleasure meeting you here, right?
It's my great pleasure to have you to be my interviewer today. You are such
Yeah.
an expert in the Pakistani law field. So, how have you been recently?
Lovely. It's kind of winter holidays and Christmas season on. Though
Hmm.
because of COVID-19, we are in isolation from quite some time now. But we have been operating in courts. Courts are closed since the beginning of this week. So only urgent cases are going on.
Okay, okay, sir. So,
And this time of the year, I mostly go out country, but because of this COVID-19, just stuck up at
yes,
home.
yes, it delete everything. So, shall we begin
Which,
now?
yeah. Of course, go ahead, please.
Oh,
One thing,
Mr.
please do the recording of this one. Please record it,
Yes,
right?
yes, I'm recording. Mr.
Yeah.
Salahuddin is also here. You shared with him also?
Yes, Mr. Salahuddin. Yeah. He'll be watching you because he represents the Pak-China chamber. So it is
Okay,
good
sure,
that he'll be hearing what we are talking about, right?
sure, sure, sure. Okay, let me see. Where is he? Yes, sir.
Hello, ni hao.
你好, sir. How are you?
Yeah, thank you very much. Fine.
I'm so see.
Ni shi hao ma.
我很好. Thank you, sir. I'm so
Ni
glad
can,
to see you here.
thank you. Same here. My friend Mr. Zafar will give you a very good briefing, inshallah.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for introducing him to me. And since I'm trying to write a report, about the collaboration between China and the Pakistani lawyers and see what we can do next. So I remember that you introduced such an expert to me. So I asked if he can accept our.
Yes, please remember, Mr. Zafar is an asset for Pakistan, not only for Pakistan, but also for the, I mean, especially in the context of the Chinese investors. He knows the laws better than anybody else.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. And he is the author of this arbitration law. And he not only, I mean, he teaches the law, but also, I mean, he practices the law at the Supreme Court of Pakistan and High Courts of Pakistan. So he is a very, very valuable asset. I
Yes.
welcome to him. I mean, and inshallah, I'm quite optimistic that we together can produce positive results, inshallah.
Yes, yes, sure. Thank you, sir. So shall we start now?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, so Mr. Laffer, as our interview outline goes that as member of the PCJCCI, which cases between China and Pakistan have you handled before? Can you list one or two?
Uh, Thank you so much. It is a pleasure talking to you because Pak-China friendship is something which is very close to my heart. And with this new economic activity going on in this part of the world, which is crucial not only for my country, for your country as well. As somebody said, the friendship between China and Pakistan is higher than mountains, deeper than oceans, stronger than steel, and dearer than the eyesight, and sweeter than honey and whatnot. So we are very close friends, and of course we are developing economic ties as well. On the way, since I have been involved with Pak China Chamber of Commerce over here, few years back we looked at the things that what kind of problems the businessmen of the two countries are facing. There are many sectors in which Pakistan and China are interacting. One, you are doing some construction activities over here, like this CPAC, highways, these new kind of underpasses, these ring roads. Then there is some industrialization going on. With your help, especially in the power sector, we are doing a lot of activity. And then we are doing a lot of trading between the two of us. So businessmen from China and Pakistan are facing certain problems. And problems start with the fact that when you talk of ease of doing business, there are certain hurdles which are in the shape of bureaucratic hurdles, maybe legislation is not proper sometimes, and maybe the interaction between the community is not there. And first thing, which is, I will say, disincentive to any kind of investment is if you pick up a dispute between two businessmen, if you cannot resolve it, and it goes on and on for years and years, so people will not invest in any country where the disputes are not resolved quickly and swiftly. My system of things is that our judicial system is inefficient. There are long drawn battles and there is a lot of backlog in cases. And then, you know, there I'll say, besides being in efficiency, there is corruption also rampant in the system, which is inbuilt. Whether you go to police authorities, we contact the judicial authorities, we go to the bureaucratic people, there are all kind of problems which we face. The problem begins with the fact when you enter into an agreement in the first place, people don't look at the thing that in case of a dispute, where to go. So the drafting of the agreement is the starting point where the whole trouble will start later on, which may arise. And that is, if you put in an arbitration clause, or the more fashionable thing now is in the whole world is mediation, which is the ideal thing. And after the Singapore Declaration, which took place last year, I was there in November, 41 countries have signed. China is one of them. That in case of a dispute, we will be going for international commercial mediation instead of arbitration. What happens here is, I have seen many contacts, I have dealt with many businessmen, the Chinese businessmen, the problems I am facing is that when you draft the agreement, you say, in case of a dispute, we will have arbitration and international arbitration rules will be applicable. You don't describe that where the seat of arbitration will be in so many words, and you will not be going to courts. And what to talk of mediation, mediation clause is not there at all. But when you go to a court of law, invariably people invoke that arbitration clause and they say, look here, you cannot come to the court since you have yourself put in a clause that in case of a dispute, we will be going for arbitration. So you cannot come to a court of law. This is the first problem. Secondly, Mr. Salahuddin will bear me out because he is dealing with these businessmen all the time. Our problem is that when we summon someone and give a notice to one party will be agreeing, the other party will not agree to go for any kind of reconciliation or arbitration or mediation, because there is no mandatory referral mentioned in the agreement. So I say it with full force, and this is the thing I'm dealing with for the last 27 years now. In Pakistan, I have drafted many laws where ADR, alternate dispute resolution, is with full force in Pakistan now. And now there is a mandatory referral also. But internationally speaking, in our agreements, we never put in this clause. So you cannot use this new innovation, which is there. I perceived this idea that at Pak-China chamber level, we should develop a forum that will be called Pak-China ADR Center. And when I say ADR, it will include both mediation and arbitration. And we have one center here in Lahore, maybe more than that, we can have one in Islamabad later on, but under the auspices of this Pak-China Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And we have a couple of them in China as well, like places like Beijing or Guangzhou, wherever you want to, we can replicate it there as well. No, in the first place, we will have to draft the agreement. Secondly, we will have to train people because everybody cannot arbitrate. Who are going to be the panelists? So who is going to be the mediator? We got to train them. So we will have a panel of mediators and arbitrators. And here I stop and make it very clear. To resolve a dispute through mediation, you need not have a lawyer as a mediator all the time, because people from other walks of life could be very good mediators, like people from financial sector, bankers, businessmen. So, but you still need to fine tune them and refine them. And we have in Pakistan this mechanism. And of course, I've been to China also on the invitation of the this Chinese Bar Association. I've been there twice officially. I've seen that this is entrenched into this your system since centuries. I'll be passing on to you certain written articles of mine with regard to dispute resolution mechanism going on in China, and especially this alternate dispute resolution mechanism. So this is something which is in your culture. This is something which is in my culture. So if we develop such forum and we train people on that and we give them awareness on that, and in case of a dispute, we resolve it there, we resolve it quickly and swiftly. I've been dealing with certain clients and we go to, we file a complaint on the Prime Minister's portal maybe. And they send a notice, or to the Ministry of Commerce, we file a complaint. They serve a notice upon the other party refuses to come. They said, we are not bound to come to you. So how can we try when they do not come at all? So instead of going all this, what we can do is develop a forum over here, then approach the two governments, the Pakistani government and the Chinese government. Over here, your ambassador, if he works in coordination with us at the, when I say us, Pak-China Chamber of Commerce and Industry, he works in coordination with us, and we go to the relevant Pakistani governments also, which is not a big deal. I can be bridge between you and the government or the judiciary. I know all these guys. But if we officially approach them and we say, look here, we have a long at stake. Our businessmen, whether they are into trading, whether they are into manufacturing, whether they are doing anything else, they are fitting a lot. And this is so in case of Pakistani businessmen also, because Pakistani businessmen also suffer at the hands of Chinese people sometime. And there is no way out. So it is suffering both ways. Maybe trade balance is such that most of the time you are the guys, the Chinese people are making more investment in Pakistan, but still Pakistani people are also importing things from China, and there is a lot of import over here. And if their money is stuck over there and they are not delivered the goods, they face the problems as well. So this is two-way. So there has to be a very strong coordination. And when I say strong coordination, I point out certain, stakeholders. First stakeholders are the businessmen, right? From the two countries. These are the first stakeholders. And forum could be Pak-China, ideal one, Pak-China Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Second stakeholder is the lawyers community. After all, we are the ones who are representing before a court of law, and we are the ones who go for arbitration also, and we are the one who go in the mediations also. So there has to be a linkage between your bar association and my bar association, and no problem with that. We can do that because over here, my group, they are in control of all the bar association in Pakistan. I'm a lawyer, politician myself also. So you coordinate with the Chinese bar, they also come on board. Second. Third is our foreign office, and that is most important. Foreign office and, Chamber of, Ministry of Commerce and Industries, they are the proper people. And, if you put them on board, and now the next stakeholder is the Chinese government and the Pakistani government. For Pakistan purpose, I point out and highlight that our foreign office and our law ministry could be involved, and our judiciary could be put on board as well. Three, and the lawyers community and the chamber guys. From your side, in Pakistan, your ambassador, in China, my high commission or ambassador, our foreign office in China also, and your law ministry and your judiciary, they should be also on board. And your business people, into the taking part into this through Pak-China Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So this is ideal kind of forum. For this purpose, not only we are just talking. I'll be passing on to you some written material also. You take it on to them, and we together approach all these guys and let's develop such kind of forum which is in the interest of everybody. Otherwise, system is such that only lawyers, they take a lot of money and put into their pockets. And end of the day, system is not delivering. It is not delivering in any case. But there is a realization in Pakistan now, and people are realizing in my part of the world, as they did in America or in Europe and other countries also. So decide it outside the courtroom. Give people a chance. And God forbid if there are few cases which are go to a court of law also, and we are developing such rules where there will be fast track decisions as well. Otherwise, people are, they are in limbo. I give you one example. There are a lot of Chinese people who are workers on certain construction projects over here. They come here, and the people who bring them on, they just leave them in the cold, and their visas are not extended. You come to our help, and if this kind of forum is there, and we have this liaison linkage, so this will be good for everybody. We have too much government on either side, too much bureaucratic hurdles on either side, too much judicial process which is formal in nature into place. We need to informalize things, and if you informalize things, people do settle. After all, I give you a data. I work around the globe. I've been to many countries. In America, only 5% cases go to trial, and in courts, 95% are settled outside the courtroom. After Wolf reform, this is so in England. This is so in Japan. This is so in Singapore. And why can't we do it in China? And in China, you have international law firms doing these things. And no, it's a global village after all. But there has to be a very, very strong linkage between China. This is like a lifeline for me, and this is for good for everybody. And in the process, when people get settled, and even I give it to lawyers also. Why you are litigating all the time? Let dispute be settled. Why don't you become a mediator? Why don't you be a lawyer inside the arbitration process? Because end of the day, when I get somebody a relief, that gives me satisfaction. I'm not there to, further the disputes. And over here, you can, when people sit together, they want to decide. Believe you me, every dispute can be resolved through mutual negotiation, and everything can be settled. Even to me, even a bigger disputes are negotiable. You cannot fight it out in these days. And for businessmen, time is money. He cannot afford to go on and on. So this is what I say. Your next question, please.
Yes, thank you, sir. I have one question about this forum. It's very good idea for the forum establishment. So, if it is established, will it be the first forum between both countries? First mediation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely right. There is none in Pakistan at the moment.
Mm.
And over here, we are all the structure in place. Only thing is that, when you talk about Pak-China Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I perceive that this center will be represented in a way where people from both countries will be the office bearers, and they will be on the advisory board, and there will be panelists from both the countries. There will be Chinese experts, there will be Pakistani experts, and we train them, and we involve the academia also. We so that we do a linkage from university to university level, because we impart this kind of trainings for people and educate on them. So it's a leap forward, and we have to do it. But believe you me, all big journeys begin with the first step. After all, this Rome was not built in a day, but it was built all right. You have to take the first step. And between China and Pakistan, there is no such forum at the moment. Informally, we do, try to convince people and try to help them. But to help them in the real sense, this is the only way forward. And I can make a presentation on the very nice PowerPoint presentation. And if you want, we can go to the Chinese ambassador over here, Mr. Salahuddin, myself, and you, we can talk to him. In next webinar, we can talk to him. Similarly, you can involve some higher one over there. And no, this word is not very far after this COVID-19. We can do it online also. And I give you another idea. There is a very strong concept of online mediations and arbitration. I'm doing it all the time. The other day, I resolved a dispute between a Japanese businessman company and American company, and while sitting in Pakistan. And we three panelists, one was from Italy, One was from America and I was from Pakistan. We resolved it within a couple of hours time. It can be done online also. Why not?
Yes, great. Great. Very well said, sir. So, could you please briefly introduce the common legal issues, as you just now said? So, such as the import of Pakistani agricultural products and transfer of technology from Chinese enterprises, this to special field. So, could you please give a brief introduction?
Yeah, there are back to square one. I tell you, there are many areas in which Pakistan and China are interacting. First area is that this construction industry. This is big time thing over here. Like we have this orange line over here. We have metros going on. We have these. Motorways being built up and all kind of things. These number one is the construction industry. So they are facing a lot of problems because over here they have to acquire land in the first place. So there are land acquisition laws over here. They say one window operation, but somebody obtains the stay order. The thing is extended. Secondly, they have to deal with SCCP, the incorporation of a business entity in Pakistan. Sometimes you have to develop JVs, joint venture agreements you have to enter into. So they have problems with that also because this is not done quickly. There are so many hurdles. How a Chinese company can cooperate with Pakistani company or Pakistani company with them. Then there are taxation issues, double taxation. This is a huge issue. How you can invest in Pakistan and take away money from Pakistan, how much tax you have to pay here and how much tax you have to pay in China. This is another problem. This is another area. Third, there are labor issues, workmen issues, employer-employee relationship issues. Then there are subcontractors. There are a lot of issues with the subcontractors. You dole out and outsource your things to them and they have to do it here. The third area is, this technology, transfer of technology. So there are certain intellectual property rights involved into that. So somebody pirating that, you have to look at that counterfeiting and this copywriting and these patent rights. This is again a very big area, and this is another issue which people are facing over here. And thirdly, when you have to develop so many problems with like these distribution agencies which have to provide you this gas, they have to provide you this electricity, you pick up disputes with them as well. And then there are certain disputes which are landlord and tenant disputes. You get something on lease and there are certain disputes between those people. I have seen people who are doing a business, for example, a factory is owned by somebody and Chinese people, they come on over here and they put in some investment, import some machinery. Here comes the import export issue as well. This is relating to this custom authorities. And over here, somebody settles it and later on they don't give you what you are required to. And sometimes they want to overtake and take possession of that property in which there is a huge investment by Chinese businessmen. Now you go to court of law, you go to police authorities, and you are running from pillar to post despite having made a lot of investment. So this is another area where I have seen people. Then I told you, there are people who are brought to Pakistan who work over here and the Chinese and they don't have work visa for that purpose. And their visas are not extended and they are illegally staying over here. They want to be deported now. And on the one hand, they have made a lot of investment. So this is another problem which we are facing. You are talking about this agricultural area. This is very, very important. 70% of the population in Pakistan lives in the rural areas. So agricultural produce, now you are importing all kind of things from China also. And not only that, pesticides, and you have these medicine relating to agriculture also. So this is a big area where there are a lot of problems. So you have to make liaison with so many people over here, so many ministries and so many, this is another area we are facing a lot of problems. Then there are people who import certain things from China, and there are certain people who have to export certain things from Pakistan to there, and they don't supply it. And similarly, Pakistani businessmen are also suffering because sometimes you take the money and you don't supply things, and sometimes the things are not according to specification. You promise something else and you export something else. So this is another problem. This is banking, a banking transaction and banking area. This is also troublesome. I tell you, this banking channel is also not very well institutionalized between China and Pakistan. Over there, you have like official banking system. And over here, we have some private banking systems as well. So here, the State Bank of Pakistan comes in, and FDR also has a say in it. So a lot of problems relate to that. These needs to be smooth, and we have to do some work on this as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
great. Very important. So, how to strengthen the legal protection and effectively introduce the various legal risks that may be faced?
About the legal, please repeat it, because there is a little noise. I couldn't hear you clearly. You were talking something about the lawyers community? Or
no, I'm asking the next question. How to strengthen the legal protection of the CPEC and effectively reduce all kinds of legal risks that may be faced? How to
because I just want to rewind and re-emphasize what I wanted to say. For CPEC, it's a huge investment. So in case of a huge investment, you have to do 3-4 things. Number one, you guide people at the initial stage how to make investments in Pakistan and deal with different authorities. This is number one. And secondly, you have to draft an agreement whereby you have a dispute resolution system outside the courtroom. Thirdly, you have to take care of these employer-employee disputes. You have to take care of these contracts which are with the subcontractors also. These are other areas where we have to advise them, and we tell them what is the right thing for them. And then most important thing is, you advise them, okay, but you have to give them legal help also. You should have a group of lawyers associated with this forum, where in case you have to go to police authorities, you have to go to governmental authorities, you have to go to judiciary. So you need to dependable, smart, good lawyers over there who can help you in a proper way, because proper legal advice is not there, and actual ground root help is not there. Where to find the genuine people? With the help of this forum, we can have a panel of those good people who charge you a reasonable fee. We can fix the fee structure as well, that how much are the stakes, how much will be the fee. We can have a table of that also. So in this way, you will not be facing a problem that you hire somebody and he doesn't go to court. You hire somebody, he doesn't follow the cases before the police authorities. He doesn't help you to go to different governmental authorities. Here you have a super check on them, that they are not scot-free. Somebody is monitoring them and they are under some discipline. And similar things should be in China as well. This forum of ours will be providing all these facilities. And in obedience to that, what we can do is, we can do advocacy at the governmental forums also on both sides. From this forum, we go together, because when you are a group, the individual is an individual. After all, you need to have some people along, and good people along, who are working on the same frequency, who have the same, and how it will be governed. We will frame rules for these centers, and this is not something which will be out of structure. This will all be spelled out in black and white, and we get this kind of association registered in Pakistan and in China also, so that we are under some discipline. So after all, you ought to have some structure for which you devise an organization. We have done our homework on that. We will be ready with that. We will frame these rules, and in coordination with each other, we will discuss, and then we will get it registered before all the authorities. And when you have all kind of stakeholders on board, that makes it all powerful. Then you have the authority. You have the authority of the law as well, and the rules as well, and authorities and laws of both the countries. And then we will look at the international protocols also. These kind of things are, after all, being practiced in other parts of the world also. So we will be making model kind of UNCITRAL rules, and what will be applicable. And this association of ours, Pak-China, ADR Center, which I call it. This is what I perceive. This will have its own rules, regulation, memorandum, article of association, and working. And of course, who people will man them, will make it democratic also. It will be not something that somebody is holding on and is going on. After all, we people are here for only a short time. If we institutionalize things, these go on and on. We mean to institutionalize. We don't want to, personalize. We don't want to personalize. For example, today we have a dynamic personality like Mr. Salahuddin there. And, a young enthusiastic attorney from China like you over there. Maybe tomorrow nobody is here out of us. After all, we come here and go. But institutions outlive us. And once we form the structure, that is it. And actually the success, it makes it, workable. Once you settle cases, and believe you me, I've been settling disputes. We settle a 40-year-old dispute within half an hour. And this system is prevalent all around the globe. And success is itself, which will help people to come over here, and then by word of mouth. And we got to take help of the media as well on both sides. Media is very powerful. We will give our message. Look here, there is another system of deciding things, and we give people awareness in the first place that you are making an investment in Pakistan, you are making an investment in China, you are doing a business with two countries. These are the things you should be looking at so that you don't face any problem. We facilitate them. We ease out things. After all, the idea of chamber, why it came in? It came in only because of the fact it is specifically for China and Pakistan, for nobody else, for two countries. So people who know what the laws are in China, what the laws are in Pakistan, what is the system in China, what is the system in Pakistan, they can make a model where your dispute can be resolved. No other forum will have this kind of expertise. And believe you me, we need a forum which knows what happens in China and what happens in Pakistan, what are the rules, what are the regulations, what are the forums, what are the departments, what are the tax nitty-gritties, what are the law problems, what are the police problems, what are the bureaucratic problems, what are the custom problems. So in one go, in one place, we will be doing it all. What people are doing over here is they're only teaching, learn speaking Chinese language or Pakistani language. This is only a small thing, which we can do with the help of so many people. Things are beyond that. We can always, translate from one language to the other. Now we have interpreters. Mm-hmm. You and me are talking, you are my voice. I know nothing about the Chinese people. When you talk in their language, they will understand it. Similarly, in Pakistan, when I talk, the language, this national language like Urdu, I ought to be bilingual. International language is English, all right, but people feel it easy. When I talk to them in Urdu, I talk to them in Punjabi or Sindhi or Pashto. And, in this forum, we have this facility as well. And with your help, we will have this facility in China also. Because in China, after all, Mandarin is, the language, and there are different dialects to Chinese language as well. So somebody who understands both the cultures, both the languages, and the law and the rules and the regulation can do it much better. And we are talking about expertise. People may be very expert in, teaching languages. They might be very expert in doing engineering thing or medical thing. But this is something to deal with the rules, laws, regulations. Only expert can do it. And we are the experts in this field. And with each other help, we all learn from each other. We will learn from each other experience and we'll build on. And because this will just be the beginning, this will not be the end. And let's take the first step. This is what I want to say.
Yes, that's great, sir. So what is the current situation of legal cooperation between China and Pakistan? I think not much, only between mediators. And what do you think are the directions of legal cooperation and innovation in the future? What do you perspective?
Yeah, you ask a very good question, because here you can play a role, I can play a role. How? Because we are members of the lawyers fraternity over here. And believe you me, people underrate us. The in the whole world, the 50% of the people who have been big people who have made a change, they were lawyers. So we are the leaders. We are the leaders. So we can bring our bar associations together. And for myself, I give you a guarantee. I being one of the leaders of the lawyers community in Pakistan, I will bring all the associations which are connected with it on this forum. And judiciary, I am dealing with them very closely, and they are very enthusiastic. I am working with the chief justices as consultant and advisor. They are very keen to bring in a partnership between Chinese courts and Pakistani courts. Same is true for our bar associations. So as far as governments are concerned, they will be also very, very happy. Actually, people talk a lot. They actually don't deliver. We are not talking about the problems alone. We will be talking about the solutions. And when we bring in solutions, everybody will hear it. Because, after all, end of the day, whatever we do, this is for the benefit of the people, common people who are suffering the pangs of this insufficient system. These nitty-gritties of laws, they don't understand. They want quick, speedy justice and easy access to all kind of departments, and they can easily do business. And business, when it is promoted, this is for the benefit of the people at large. People will become prosperous. This area will be developed, and this is what we are looking at. And this is our part which we can play.
So, Mr. Saladin, so what's your view about the collaboration between both countries, the legal collaboration? Can you please tell your view?
I tell you, this is very simple as that. You contact your particular bar association, people at the helm of the affairs over there. I give you a guarantee that all the bar associations in Pakistan, starting with Supreme Court Bar, Pakistan Bar Council, Punjab Bar Council, these district bar associations, these provincial bars, these are because manned by my friends, we will very easily sign an MOU and we can go ahead. And there have been exchange programs, we can do exchange programs, but my emphasis is particularly with regard to this mediation and arbitration, and with the help of this chamber activity, we exchange groups with each other, we exchange ideas. And as COVID-19 eases out, of course, we can go to China, you can come to Pakistan anytime, and in the form of a group, just develop a core group. So here is a chance where you are a young attorney, you have to go a long way. And you have our services. We offer you our services from this forum. And I've been president of the bar myself.
Thank you, sir.
Youngest ever in 150 years. I have been vice chairman of the Bar Council. I have been member of the Pakistan Bar Council. My group is ruling this place, and they're all my friends. Actually, they follow me. They look to me as a leader. So this is a tailor-made opportunity where we can do it. Why not? We have a very friendly chamber. We have very efficient people at the chamber. I'm a member of the Pak-China chamber as well. Yes. Besides being on the association, I'm a very active member of this forum as well. So things are cast. You do your part of the thing in China. Over here, you can easily involve the Pakistani embassy, Chinese Pakistani embassy in Pakistan. Let's go ahead, and we can go to them as a group also. And first of all, I suggest to you, you should have a meeting between the Pakistani ambassador over here and us. We have. Then we develop it that how to go further. We plan it. And the meanwhile, the roadmap for you is that you should contact the government also in China, and you contact the bar associations over there as well on your part, and the business forum. So this is the homework you can do in China, and of course keep us posted. And we can even have a group of WhatsApp group, or we can have email link also. So let's make a group on that, and whatever we do, we forward it to each other and keep the linkage and learn from each other. We can do many such meetings, but die is cast. Let's act a little quick, because time is already against us now. People are facing a lot of problems, and this is doable. Believe you me, this is not difficult at all. We can do it within months, not very far. So don't leave it for a very long time. Our agenda should be that within 2-3 months time we develop such forum and we go ahead. And our government is not going to give you any trouble as well, because when you come up with a splendid idea and it is supported by all the stakeholders, who can deny that? Nobody can. After all, this is not to our personal benefits. This is to the two countries, people's benefit at large.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. I will think over carefully after the interview. So thank you so much for your kind presence. And Mr. Salahuddin, can you hear us?
Yes, yes, I'm with you.
Yes.
Very much with you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you again for introducing such an expert for us. And he really raised very good ideas about the forum, and I believe it will be a great hit. So can you please talk about your view about the legal collaboration between the two countries, please?
Actually, what Mr. Zafar has explained right now, I mean, it is a complete explanation that what needs to be done in the just near future, not, I mean, far off. So, I mean, the problems narrated by Mr. What you call Mr. Zafar, and the solution he has given to you, I mean, it is a plausible solution. It can be, it is a very, very doable.
Okay.
So we need to act upon it. That's it.
Great, great. Thank you, sir. Mr. Zafar.
I'll be sending you some written material as well.
Great.
And
great.
on your part, I'll be grateful if you send me the link of this recording as well, and to Mr. Salahuddin also, because we will put it on our chamber site, and this helps. This is by what we are doing, because after all we are doing something good. It's not secretive. We are doing with a good intention.
It's true.
And more the merrier, people should know it.
Yes, great. Yes. So thank you again for your precious time, sir. So can you please send me the link through WhatsApp or email?
I'll do that.
My email address on WhatsApp.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Salahuddin. Have a
Thank you, my dear. Bye bye.
Stay safe. Stay safe.